In this tutorial, we're going to walk you through the new contact list feature in CataList. The feature has two primary benefits for people who share custom catalogs and notes in CataList. First, if you want to share catalogs or notes with buyers who have not opted into the system directory, you can add new contacts using a list and then easily tag those buyers when sharing. Secondly, if you regularly share content in CataList with groups of people, you can build distribution lists so you can share to a group more quickly and easily. Let's get started by logging into CataList. Contact lists are managed in your settings. Click on the gears icon at top right of the screen on desktop or in the bottom navigation menu on mobile and tablet. Select the Settings link. From your main tab in Settings, click on the Contact List tab. In most cases, you won't see any lists here on this page until you create your first one. In the scenario we're looking at today, an account manager has already built and shared a list that anyone in the account can use, which saves their reps the effort of individually building lists that multiple reps may want to use. If you've previously tagged catalog recipients by email address, you may also see some pre-created email lists here. If you have questions about these lists, get in touch with us at catalyst@booknetcanada.ca and we can provide more information. For the moment, let's just focus on creating a new list. To start building your contact list, click the Create New List button. Give the list a name that you'll remember when you're setting up custom catalogs or sharing notes. If you're adding a new contact who isn't in the CataList directory, simply using the name of the buyer or store would work here. By default, new lists will become immediately active so you can start sharing with them. If you have Account Manager or Catalog Editor access, this is where you'll also have a checkbox option to share the list with your account so that all reps can use the list. The next step is adding one or more contacts to this list. Start typing in the name of the person you want to add. If the person is in the directory, matches will pop up automatically and can be selected. If there are no matches, you can simply add your contact's email address. Once you've added a contact, you'll be able to see when you added them to your list. If you realize you've made an error in the email address, you can easily remove this one and re-enter it. When you're finished, you can save your new contact. Creating a distribution list is accomplished in exactly the same way. Give your distribution list a name that you'll remember when you want to share content. For example, you can create lists for common themes like gift accounts, children's buyers, or stores that are local to your area. If your books are sold through a sales agency, you could also build a list of all your sales reps. After adding your first contact, simply continue adding additional contacts to the list. When you're finished, click Save. Your contacts list page will update with the current list status and show a preview of each list members. Next, let's share a note with one of our contact lists. After you've added some content for a new note, you have the option to share it. When you start looking up recipients to tag, you'll see your new contact list returned as matches in addition to matches in the directory. Selecting a list will give all the contacts in that list access to your note. You can add multiple individuals or lists to any note. Click Share to share the note. Similarly, custom catalogs can also be shared to single contacts or contact lists. Let's say I want to create a catalog of local authors to share with retailers in a particular area. Once I've added my ISBNs and confirmed them, the system will prompt me to choose my recipients. Since we want to share this catalog specifically with a local retailers group, we'll choose specific recipients. This opens the sharing tools. We can now look up and select our local retailers contact list. The system shows you the contact list name and the number of contacts contained in the list. You can add more recipients if you want, but for now, let's just share to this one list. You may also notice that there's an option to suggest catalog recipients on notes. Let's select this option as well to see what happens. Now, let's complete this catalog. I can now see my contact list tagged in the recipients column for this catalog. Now let's view the catalog and add a note to the first title. After entering your note content, if at this point you don't want to share it, you can simply click Save and the note will be saved as a private note. But if you click Share, you'll see that the local retailers list is already selected, saving you the effort of looking up and adding the contact list for each title in this catalog. Simply click the Share button again to confirm and save the shared note. You might be wondering what happens to shared notes and catalogs when changes are made to the contact list they're shared to. This is where CataList can be a really powerful tool for managing your shared content. Let's say that you've already created some customized catalogs and added notes that you've shared with your local retailers group, and then a new store opens in the area. If you've tagged that content using a contact list, you can now share all that existing content with the new retailer by simply adding them to the contact list. To do this, click the Edit button next to your contact list. Add the email address for your new retailer contact and save the changes. When I go back to my page, I can see that my local authors catalog is being shared with the local retailers list, which now contains 4 contacts. Similarly, the notes that I previously created and shared with the local retailers list will now be available to all contacts in that list, including the new addition. Thanks for joining us for this tutorial. We hope this helped you get the most out of the new contact list feature. If you have any additional questions about contact lists, feel free to get in touch with us at catalyst@booknetcanada.ca.